It's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. That's why I'm here. It's all I ever wanted to do. That's why my body's still shaking. I think I said this last year. I'm going to talk to you about winning. You know, winning never came easy to me. I don't think winning's easy at all. You know, let me tell you a little bit about, you know, where I came from. So, I grew up in a broken family. You know, nothing bad, but certainly not perfect. You know, I played most of my life in football and baseball and wrestling like most people. I'm going to tell you something that I don't think a single person in this crowd knows. I spent most of my life in the martial arts. And actually, if you see that little arrow there, if you walk up, that's me. That's my round face smiling. And it's the foundation for who I am today. Right there. It is the foundation. And I had an amazing mentor. Her name was Miss Valentin. She was my sensei. She was a big part of who I am today. Another powerful woman. And by the way, I don't know who the 5 strongest guys in this room are, but she was about 5'2" and about 103 pounds. Okay, forget it. Okay, she knocked you all out. I developed intense discipline. Went through a lot of physical pain, I can tell you that, but was challenged emotionally. I took a licking and, you know, kept on ticking, and that's certainly what we have to do. But the physical training was hard, but the emotional was much harder. Every summer from childhood to adulthood here, you know, I went through intense training, you know, and you know, when I would go up there, actually, if you can see some of these little banners up here, there was all these positive sayings, right? A good example is the best sermon. Say well is good, do well is better. If you never climb the mountain, you'll never see the view, right? This is how I grew up. I love this one, the master will appear when the student is ready. You know, I developed patience and tolerance and stamina and courage. You know, I developed all types. I learned how to become a teacher and a coach because I was first a student. And I am a student first. I'm a student first right now. But this is where I learned everything about my life. Where I knew I could do anything that I set my mind to. I could be anything that I wanted to be. That's actually where I met my wife. She's not going to tell you, okay, but she's also a martial artist. You know, I knew her since I was 16 and she was 14. Anyway, in high school, all I wanted to be an electrical engineer, and I went to college for other people. You know, everything in my life, though, it did seem perfect. Everybody around me supported me. Yay, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want in life. I was so smart. I was so perfect. And then one day when I was 19 years old, I was introduced to A.L. Williams. Okay, and I was on fire. For the first time in my life, I had purpose. Okay, everything that I ever knew up to that point was pretty much meaningless. You know, I was a man on a mission. I had the fire. You know, righting the wrong, like we talked about yesterday, battling the enemy. You know, but I was on fire. By the time I was 20 years old, you know, I was a 20-year-old in people's houses battling prudential agents who were screwing people. Okay, you couldn't win. You couldn't win against me. You couldn't win. I had that confidence. You know, but all of the people in my life, guys, that supported me, never did. When I was going through that, when I wanted to win, I was told I couldn't do it. You know, I was told I was wasting my life. I was told you got to go back to college so you can go get a good job. Okay? I was told that the founder of my company was in jail. I was told that what we were doing was illegal in 57 states. My entire family talked about me. I'd walk in the room, and my wife will attest to this, and they whispered, they'd look at me like I was from another planet, like I was doing something horribly wrong. All I wanted to do was win. You know, I had family members of mine, entrepreneurs, It was okay for them to be an entrepreneur. It wasn't okay for me. They were my idols until then. Crushed me. They crushed me. Didn't crush my spirit, though. Here I am, guys. You just win. You just don't stop. My friends alienated me. They thought I was crazy, you know. My best friend, his grandfather, I never forget, talked about belittling. He walked up to me and said, "Where's your Mercedes?" Okay, well, so I've had a Lexus and a Porsche and multiple other vehicles now, but who cares? The bottom line is they wanted me to fail. Don't you tell me what I can do. Don't let anyone tell you what you can do. You can do anything you want.
Yes.
Okay? But seriously, I press on, and nobody believed in me. Except one person. Right there. Okay, my wife. Okay? All right? And that is the truth. So I moved on to WMA. Again, they thought I was nuts. They thought I was nuts. When WMA was sold, I was still an entrepreneur. Okay? Jennifer and I, we went out, we bought and sold real estate. We owned a laundromat, 25 cents at a time, folks. Okay? Rental properties. I did freelance programming. And I continued to sell financial services. And you know what? They all still thought I was nuts. And then I opened up a State Farm agency. And guess what? You think they'd be proud of me now? You think they'd all run to rush and support me? Hey, we're happy for you. You think so? No. Okay? Like cockroaches. Gone. And they thought I was nuts. Again. And what do you think happened? Once I got my permanent lifetime contract with State Farm and, you know, wrote over 100 life insurance policies in my office there and had all this success and went to Maui and went to San Diego and did all these things. What do you think happened then? You think everybody thought I lost my rocker when I left to come to HCI. I thought I was a little bit nuts. Okay, but you gotta be nuts to win, don't you? I mean that's what fires me up. I mean, you know, you gotta have a few screws loose in your head to do what I did. I think all you here probably have a couple loose nuts and screws in your head. Okay? And you gotta be proud of that. That's what an entrepreneur is. You keep going and you win! That's what you do. You know, all those people that laughed at me or belittled me, told me I really wouldn't be nothing, what are they doing now? I'm building an empire. Right? But they all want to put you down. You know, they all want to tell you it can't work. They all want to talk some sense into you, right? Make you be logical. They'll tell you anything except give you support. You know, well, what would happen if I quit? You know, what would my daughters think of me? What would my wife think of me? Right? What would you think of me? You know how many people lied to me, telling me they support me in my business? You haven't had anybody like that, right? We'll support you. You know how many no's I've received in this business? You know how many letdowns I've had? What if I quit like everyone else? This slide never happened. Jody, what happens? What would have happened if that never happened? There it is, look at that. That was that little office I rented for 6 months because I couldn't have a meeting in my State Farm office. I'm not kidding. You don't quit. Failure is not an option. You expect to win. I'm going to give you 5 things as I close. And I will close on time. 5 things that you must have in order to win. Number 1, believe in yourself, especially when no one else does. This is going to be the toughest thing you ever have to do. Believe in yourself. Okay? Until people start paying your bills and buying your cars and taking care of your mortgage, you just tell them to get out of your way. All right? Number 2, this is an important one. Maybe I should have made this one number 1 or saved the best for last. Take control of your mind and live in your own world. Okay? Not in the world of others. Build your own fantasy world. That's what you need to do. The world revolves around you guys. That's how it has to be. Number 3, commit and show up. Meetings aren't good enough. You don't build a big base shop by having meetings. You build a big base shop by going out and doing it and talking to people and loving them and bragging on them and doing good things. That's how you do it. Stop making excuses. I have no excuses. And guess what? When I screw up, I fess up. Number 4, focus on the dream. You've heard me say this before. Everyone can buy into a dream. Nobody wants to sell insurance. They don't. I don't. Okay? And number 5 is don't ever quit. And in closing, let me show you why I'm here. Number 1. That's my 2-year-old. Some of you have seen her. Samantha. That's why I'm here. Second one. This is the daughter I was told I could never have, and my wife. This was impossible. No, through God, all things are possible. This is what we were told we could never have.
We're glad you didn't quit.
We didn't. We don't quit. So now you know the reason for the age gap is because they told me, and they told Jennifer, it was impossible. That it couldn't be done. Don't you tell me what I can and can't do. There's our firstborn. I'm doing this for her. And finally, I'm doing this for the love of my life. My wife. Do you guys know? We talked about why. Do you know why you're here? Do you know what it takes to win? Take a look around. There's plenty of reasons to win. God bless you. Thank you.